Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. I hope everybody's doing fantastic out there today. I've got an interesting video for you. I want to talk about the Lixada Gas Saver Plus. This is the gas converter. This is the whole kit. So this I picked up on Amazon. For all three pieces I paid $10.99. This is a fantastic deal. We're going to take a look at this and see how well these pieces work, how good is the quality of the build, and things of that nature. So we'll just go ahead and open this up. We'll take this one off and I'll show you very quickly what each of these pieces is. So this piece here is the ISOPRO fuel canister refill valve. Okay, so you'll plug one into the top, one into the bottom. You have a bleed valve right here that bleeds off the air, and this is going to refill. So it's going to put liquid fuel from the top down into the bottom container. If you were to purchase this one by itself, it's like $7.99. Now this next piece, what this does is this goes on top of a green 1 pound propane bottle like you'd find at your local outdoor store or even at Walmart, and it converts it into a Lindal valve. You can get these two pieces for $9.99. This takes the butane fuel canisters and it converts it into an ISOPRO fuel canister. Now if you purchase this one with this valve, you're looking at $8.99. But again, I was able to pick up all three of these for $10.99. Okay, let's start by looking at this butane adapter. So it turns a butane canister into a Lindal valve. So for those of you who are wondering what kind of butane canisters, it's these type. It doesn't have to be Coleman, but it's the type that has this funny top with the flat spot. So what you do is you take this flat portion right here and it corresponds. You push it straight in and then you give it a little twist, and now you've converted this to run as a ISOPRO butane canister. So at this point you can see that this butane canister is now going to be able to run with a Lindal thread. So you'll be able to use this to power any backpacking stoves or things like that. Now this next one takes a propane bottle, a 1 pound propane bottle, and it converts it to a Lindal thread as well. These types of propane bottles, the 1 pounds. Now I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you, this one leaks. So when I try to put it on there, I start threading it, and I just hear fuel coming out. So it's not, there's something wrong with this propane one. Now what you can do is you could thread this on the top right here of this refill adapter, just like this. Make sure the valve is off, and then you can put the propane on like this, and now you can use it to refill other Lindal valve type pieces. Okay, so if you wanted to put some propane into this butane, you could do that. Or if you had an ISOPRO fuel canister, you could do that. So you just thread that bad boy on, just like so, and then you notice there's a bleed button right here that bleeds air. Bleeds air out of the bottom one. Push that button, and then you turn the valve, and you'll allow some of the propane to go from this tank into this tank. So in that aspect, you can use this. So now we'll just open this valve and we'll put some propane from this top canister down into this butane canister. And when we're done, we can bleed off, and if you see that liquid coming out, you know that this one down here is full. You definitely want to weigh them on a scale. I have a fuel canister, and when I turn the valve, you see this stove doesn't light. So this fuel canister is out of fuel. It has nothing left in it. So I'm going to disconnect this fuel canister. I have my propane connected to this valve, so I will thread this bad boy on, and then from here we're going to just let some fuel in. You can hear it hissing. Now definitely want to make sure that you're weighing your charges that are in this. Don't want to overfill these things, so I'm just going to do a little bit for this video. When you get so much fuel and you want it to take more, you can push this little button here and it'll bleed off the air in the bottom container here. And that'll allow the pressure to be less in this bottom container so that it'll allow more liquid fuel in. And hopefully you can hear that. So then once you get the container full, you can disconnect it and reconnect it to your stove. Make sure this valve is off here. Reconnect it to the stove. But from here you can turn this on and you can see that my stove lights. So that's how you refill these. So the refill adapter works really good, and we were able to put some propane into this butane canister here. So again, I can't stress it enough. Make sure that you're weighing these charges to make sure that they're not overcharged. Now this adapter, like I showed earlier, goes onto a butane canister. Very simple. And it turns this butane into a Lindal valve. So you thread that bad boy on. There we go. Get that threaded on. Turn this valve on a little bit to make sure my stove is straight. And then you can light your stove. Now you can run butane fuel through the adapter through your stove. Okay. So very cool. Now if you want a quick release, you can just do like a half turn and pop this bad boy off, and it gives you a quick release, so you're not sitting there unthreading, losing all your butane. So this adapter works fantastic, and we can do the same thing with this adapter. We'll just disconnect it from the propane, set the propane aside. We'll disconnect it from the refilling valve. We'll go ahead and take this adapter, thread it on here. That's a Lindal connection. Make sure the valve is off. Connect our propane. Get the propane on, and at this point we will be able to run this stove from propane. There we go. So now we're running propane off of this bottle out of our stove. So all these adapters work really good, and the price point was fantastic. $10.99 for all three of these adapters. I thought that it was just wonderful, the price point that they aimed for. When you're done, just unthread, take that bad boy off, and it's pretty cool when you can run a black backpacking stove with propane. Pretty cool. Well folks, my final thoughts are simple. I like all three of these adapters. I think they work fantastic. I hope that you got some good useful information out of this video. Please feel free to leave comments down below. Like this video, share this video. I'll put a link in the description box where you can find these. And $10.99 for all three of those, that is just fantastic. If you look at the Gworks Gas Saver Plus, just this one piece alone is like $35, if not more. I think it was like 35 bucks last time I looked at it. So this is fantastic. If you want the refill adapter just alone by itself, I think it was $7.99. If you want this combination, it's $8.99. If you want this combination, it's $9.99. And if you get all three, it's $10.99. So folks, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today on this video. I hope you got some good, useful information out of it. Please feel free to leave your comments down below. Like this video, share this video. I'll post links in the description box down below. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you then. Bye for now.